Sunday ditch. Can't make them pay full price.
Oh, dodge that one because that would have made James Duncan irate. You've got to pick up those 50-50 balls. We've already seen a couple playing in the Adelaide 36's hands. And it's 15-3, 5 rebounds. We've got 2 offensive rebounds, 5-0 on the boards. That's because the Bullets are just taking it out of the net right now.
Can they respond? Going to need to in a hurry. Ding ding out there. Hands it up to Anthony Trimming. Back to Kadee. Harrison running for him and off the glass. A much needed too.
Nice pass. Way to keep the defender on the hip. Jason Kadee, good pass. Alley-oop. Easy finish. This is the end over here. Enter Kai Sotto.
Best they're going to do this time.
Do what he's been doing all quarter.
Same double team. And the cleanup man, Super Sotto.
Sotto coming off his best game of
Go,
the season. 12 points, 4 rebounds.
And the 3 on cue. Crowd up out of their seat. And boy, do they need that from Isaiah Moss.
Well, they do. Scoring potential. He's going to have to be there with Nathan Sovey out. I don't know that you're going to have some opportunities. It's just good deflection, good hands, good energy from Deng Deng. Let's get a deflection on that pass.
Trimming. Harrison. Kadee. Deng Deng. Tried to feed it back. Ditch. Read their minds again. 2 to beat. Can't beat them both. Harrison the rebound. Bullet dodged.
Way to hustle back after that turnover. Deng Deng.
Jason Kadee. More important in the absence of Nathan Sovey. Filled up with the jumper. Harrison gives them a second chance at it. To the corner. Trimming. Gibson. And suddenly they're alive.
It starts with the energy and effort on defense. That's what they have to lean on. Move the ball around. Good offensive rebound. Kicks it to the corner. Drimmick knocks down the 3.
Yeah, so
You're what?
The spring in their step now for the Bullets. Putting some defensive pressure on. To Super Sotto. He has a look around. Takes some time. 6 on the shot clock. And they lost it.
Well, again, there's the pressure you got. Everybody getting up and in. And Isaiah Moss was the one who was really denying Mitch McCarron. Look at Isaiah Moss getting all in there. Hands just having a bite at Kai Sotto, making him turn the ball over, but also denying the ball back. Mitch McCarron, that's outstanding from a guy who's really designed to be an offensive scorer. And nice little tidbit on Isaiah Moss with the long sleeve skins and spandex. He wears that for he's not proud of his tattoos.
And he also slipped on ice when he was 14 and cut his wrist on glass, which resulted in a severe artery that almost ended his life.
Wow, crazy story. And he's starting to show little glimpses of what he can do and he's going to need to do for the Bullets.
Good to see him having an impact at the moment as we head back to Derek Rucker.
Well, it's a proud coach moment for me. It's like having a son do something brilliant when on back-to-back possessions, Kai Sotto finishes with an offensive putback, and then Isaiah Moss comes down on the other end and knocks down a 3. Both guys work with me in the offseason, are outstanding young men, and I wish them all the best. But look, right now the Bulls have turned this tempo around, and the crowd is really into it here. The crowd, one great thing about the crowd up here in Brisbane is they are very knowledgeable, and they understand the importance of this game. They understand the importance of every play, and you can feel it.
Well, it was 2 possessions ago. A bit of a clean-up here for a blood brawl from Anthony Drimmick, and he caught one in. It wasn't really a whole lot in there. It was really conspicuous. So there's Anthony Drimmick with Nick Marshall, the young fella. There you go. Just smacks, gets right hit in the face, and he was a bit ginger coming back down the floor, and hopefully that's not a lost tooth or anything. So they're just cleaning up the blood from that. And that's Nick Marshall, the young fella into the game with no Dusty Hanners, no Mojave King. And he was outstanding in the NBL Blitz, got a lot more opportunity and really showed that his potential.
Lamar Patterson's had a rest back out there. Really lost it. Maybe all part of the grand plan. Kadee Rebound, ding ding. And he's given it back anyway. Crowd back into it. Friday night hoops, Nissan Arena in Brisbane. A little quiet early. Adelaide 36ers, if you've just joined us, opened up a double-figure lead. McCarron, Johnson. Back to McCarron, back to DJ. And nearly lost it on the baseline. Could still work. And you mentioned Marshall nearly. Not good enough. Kadeem, quickly, saw an opening. Back to Lamar, inside, through the contact. Couldn't drop the two, but we'll go to the free throw line.
Good take by Lamar.
I love this take from Lamar Patterson. You see there, when the ball got passed back to him, stepped into a three ball, but realised Kai Sotto was the one who was coming across. So he put the ball on the floor, and his patience, his ability to get in there and somehow get a shot off through contact. He's one of the best in the league at that, again, with contact and trying to stay balanced.
It's a great job using his body. But it's starting on the defensive end. He started off slow in his first quarter. They picked it up thanks to their bench coming off with really good energy and effort defensively.
Marshall, Sotto, McCarron.
Yes!
From Super Sotto.
Woo!
Sotto.
Well, that was a shot from Mitch McCarron, but Sotto read that perfectly. Put a lid on it. I think the guy's playing with confidence. The young fella. He's enjoying himself out there.
Goodness.
Opportunity is on a platter right now for him. He's making the best of it. That's just too easy. Good finish by DJ. He'll take that.
Okay lang yan, guys. Kahit abamers ka.
218 centimetres, Kai Sotto, second tallest player in the NBL behind Juan Chinlu, who we'll see out there at some stage. Patterson, 4 left on the shot clock, had to put it up from long range and dropped it.
Oh, yeah. Look, I know when he's leading in scoring, they lose. But we need an aggressive Lamar Patterson.
Look at this. Oh, that is a shot from Mitch McCarron, and just the awareness to know that's going to airball and just go straight up with it. The length, the athleticism. He is enjoying himself.
I love the fact that he recognized the opportunity and taking full advantage of it. Very unfortunate. Big fella's out for the season. Isaac Humphries. However, next man up mentality. That's Kai Sotto.
They could tie it up here, Brisbane. They were down by double figures. Lamar stalking it.
Fronts it. Franks can be the high post flash, and then he can throw him off the top of Sotto. It's a nice little mid-range jumper over Big Lou, but I think that's something they need to be able to work out, because you're right, Rucker. Frank's down low. He has had some success. I think Lamar Patterson is a really tough matchup down there.
The two tallest players in the NBL going head-to-head out there at the moment at the reverse. Juan Chiglu mopped it up, couldn't finish, but will go to the free throw line. So Juan Chiglu, tallest NBL player of all time. If you haven't been watching so far this season, the Chinese superstar, 7'5", 2¼ meters tall. And at the moment, Kai Sotto has been turning it on 218 centimeters, the second tallest player in the NBL.
Sotto there not trying to go with the traditional box out, because probably doesn't have to against a lot of the other teams in opposition. Just put your hands up and grab the rebound. But against Big Lou, he's probably the one guy who might have to do a bit of early work, try and get him out there, out of the keyway.
Just the rebound and a couple of skip steps. They get it back, the Bullets. Hesitation and off the leg, so it's still going to be a Bullets ball. Isaiah Moss could have put the shot up, but he elected not to.
No, I'm out. We go. Just don't react like that.
Timeout's been just pocket picked by Sunday Detch. He had his pocket picked by Anthony Drew.
Defense by Detch. Twice. twice. Robert Franks tried to post him up and was unsuccessful. Holding his ground.
Just for mine. And foul call on Wiggins. Overzealous with the reach. These two teams combined have only won one of their last 8 games. The loser will lose touch with the top 4. Huge game, this one. Duffelmeyer. Shot clock winding down and lost by Sotto.
Hard to get around Big Lou in that paint.
That's the defense James Duncan was talking about with the way they're going to play the ball screens. They call it volume 1 for Big Lou because you can't play on a ball screen the same way that Harrison's going to be out there with Jack Salt because Lou's a different kind of player. And if you can protect him in some way, Lou's away from the basket, he can have some success with his size.
And he also had to try and dribble it around that big size 24 shoe that he's suiting up with. Lost again. Another turnover. Withers hands it up to Duffelmeyer. 36ers can add to their lead. Duffelmeyer stepped it in. Ran into that brick wall we talked about. Trouble.
Just don't even go in the paint when Big Lou's there. Nothing's happening, yo. Trying to score in with that big fella in there. And good job on defense by Brisbane. However, on offense, they have 10 turnovers. They're lucky to be down 3 points with that many turnovers. With 4.5.
Well, Adelaide's turning the ball over this quarter too.
But he's okay, and so is the female fan, thankfully.
Nice take. Sotto dives, so Harrison couldn't commit. Had him in no man's land. Mitch McCarron takes full advantage of that. Lays it up and goes to the charity stripe for 3 the hard way.
Crept back to within 1. Wiggins. Ding.
Gee, Ruck thought this is a big period before when Kadee came out. This is a bigger period now. No Franks, no Patterson. Ding got his arm caught under Sotto there. And
Doesn't look like it hurt. He fell at him. Screamed out. Hopefully he's okay.
Holding his wrist.
right there, trying to get on that. Right here, gets just sat on. He's coming out. Hopefully that's not too bad. News straight away.
Straight into the rooms.
Oh, man.
He's had a good little period. We know he had that dunk, but put his body on the line, took the charge.
I think real good defense out there, too.
Yeah, I think James Duncan's realising they don't really have that veteran person they can put the ball in their hands to play. He brought Samuel in for Deng Deng, and then he's really brought Jason Kadee off the bench. So at least you got the veteran guard out there to try and set things up, because no Franks, no Patterson. In a big period, 4.5 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Here we go.
Johnson with the inbound. Sunday Datch for a second. Was trying to zig when he thought he was going to zag. McCarron. And the foul called on Samuel.
And I don't mind that foul, because defensively they're aggressive, they're up the lanes, they're denying. I'll take that.
That's kind of the ones that James Duncan was looking for early in the game to kind of set the tone, to try and have your hands active, trying to have that energy there. But that one, next one, don't get too many of those.
Daniel Johnson. For Samuel for company, likes his chances, takes him on, and on the buzzer, draws the foul. Wow.
That's a veteran move, has a mismatch. Crafty gets propels him on the way going up.
That's never going to end well for Samuel. But Daniel Johnson just so good at being aware, as you said, Corey, the veteran move. And this is the one season where he's actually averaging more threes attempted than free throws. And this is a guy who can get to the free throw line a lot over his career. Just so savvy in the way he goes about it. We saw it right there, the shot clock winding down, just the ability to get fouled, throw something at the rim.
1 of 2 last time at the line. 12th season at the 36ers. More points and more rebounds than any other active NBL player. He has been a superstar, Daniel Johnson. That's what he normally does, put 2 in. 36ers back in front. 4 minutes left in the third. Push and shove. And it's caught on Tad Duffermeyer.
So here's CJ Bruton knowing a bit.
Knowing the scouts.
He's all over it, saying to lock in here Jason Kadee potentially having a little keeper. So see if Kadee tries to change that.
Harrison. Moss. High off the glass. Kai Sotto with the rebound. Duffermeyer. This time with Isaiah Moss for company. Not Samuel. Hands it up. And Emmanuel Malou with a bomb.
Hadn't played all game. Being ready when opportunity comes and the ball comes your way. Nothing but net.
He said it was a big couple of minutes. 8-0 run for the Adelaide 36ers with no Patterson, no Franks in the ballgame. Timeout called.
Thanks to Latrobe Financial.
As expected, teams don't see enough. Both Patterson and Franks into the game with Big Lou.
Patterson. Kadee. Patterson had to reach, under some pressure. Shot clock down to single figures. Tried to drive, lost it. Big turnover. 36ers can add to that lead. Malou gave it back up. He was in the same spot. He landed one from a minute ago. Duffermeyer.
Real good hands by Duffermeyer on defense guarding. Goes by the defender and finishes over. Big Lou. 6-point deficit. Brisbane.
Franks. Bang.
Stays hot. The last time he knocked one down was the step back and then went and sat down. And Rob Frank's starting to have his impact in this game.
Very important 2 minutes coming up. Can Robert Franks finish this quarter with 3 fouls?
Johnson. Franks. Didn't want to get too aggressive, and DJ missed it. And the tip was nice. Cleaned up his own.
DJ doing a good job understanding the defender. Franks has 3, attacking him. Franks can't play hard.
Daniel Johnson up to 13, 15 points now. Franks again. 2 in a row.
Great awareness. And Daniel Johnson is great and successful as he's been in his career. He's put points on the board.
Defense ain't the call.
He hasn't been known as a defensive stopper. So Robert Franks, look at the way they set up the play. First was just a little slow on that closeout. Brisbane Bullets know. Let's go back to the well. Daniel Johnson was trying to call Sunday Ditch for the switch because they had Lamar Patterson setting the screen. All the miscommunication was there from Adelaide. Franks was wide open. And all of a sudden, he's in this game.
He is. From Adelaide, I'm going right back to DJ to put pressure on Frank. See if you can get him his 4th foul.
McCarron gets the Sotto screen. Tough fadeaway too, but good enough.
Every time Brisbane looks like they're making a run or just get the lead, Mitch McCarron finds a way to get a key bucket. Keep Adelaide in control of this game.
Franks for 3. Big Lou.
He's jumping at it. Almost had it.
Had it. McCarron. Big rebound. Manuel Malou breaks some big minutes.
Opportunity. Manny Malou, he's done that. Knocked down a three, hit on the offensive glass. And I'm with you, Corey. Robert Franks is up to 13 points. Trying to isolate Daniel Johnson on him down the other end. See if he can't get his fourth foul. So smart and crafty at drawing fouls. Here's Daniel Johnson. Could be a big effect on this game. Here they go, trying to feed him. Good effort from Robert Franks to make it hard to catch.
So here he is, Daniel Johnson with Franks. Likes his chances. Got out turning baseline. Fade away two. Crunching the rebound.
Real good one-on-one defense. But I'm doubling that because I need to keep him from off his fourth foul, potentially getting his fourth foul.
3 second shot clock, game clock differential. Toward the end of this third, Lamar Patterson wants to make it his moment. Takes it himself. Shows us his class. Still a chance for the 36ers from long range. Duffelmeyer. For Latrobe Financial, sharp shot from half court. He had a crack at it. 57-61 with a quarter to play. Adelaide by 4. Kadee hasn't put up a lot of shots. One rims out, McCarron.
It's a massive 10 minutes of both teams. 36ers coming off the big COVID break, but last game beating Melbourne United, ending their 8-game winning streak, and Brisbane Bullets just trying to end the skid, especially at home.
Yeah, Bullets have lost their past 4 games in a row, including their last 3 here. They are desperate for a win. But so do the 36ers to stay in touch with the top 4. Kadee. Crowd still up and about. Patterson. Single figure shot clock. Puts it up from long range.
Stats don't lie often. We spoke about Lamar Patterson's stat, but all 7 losses this year for the Brisbane Bullets, they've had 15 or more turnovers. They've got 15 now, so they're going to have to change something.
Derek Rucker.
Just a report on Dang Dang. He's still working on his left shoulder. He looks sore. He looks very sore, but he's available to play, and I think they're really going to need him down the stretch. We're going to toughen up and give some minutes. Down here, the Bulls have really tightened up the defense. It's just going to be a matter of whether or not they can clear the glass. They only gave up 3 offensive rebounds that quarter. Big improvement.
From the corner.
Oh my goodness.
Inspiring.
This is stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Manny Malou, he is having himself a little impact here. Just quietly telling CJ Bruton, I'm ready whenever you need. Give me a couple of minutes.
8 big points
in 6 minutes.
and missed a shot.
Minimum minutes, maximum impact, as Kai Sotto called for that. 57-64. Bullets have led a few times in this game, but 36ers led a quarter time by 4, half time by 2, 3/4 time by 4, and they stretched it. Dremic steps it in and lost it.
Well,
Wow.
how good is that from CJ Bruton, knowing exactly the scout he's calling, the play and what they're running, telling everybody how to stay locked in. As soon as the ball got to Anthony Dremic, saying, watch Jason Kadee through the gate. The gate being 2 screens around the Latrobe side, the free throw line. But if Jason Kadee would normally go through the middle, they shut the screens like a gate, and he might have an open 3 ball. Well done, CJ Bruton.
Turnover number 16. Good hustle by Dremic to get it back.
Really worked hard there. Threw it off Malou. So Bullets ball.
No, you're right.
Adelaide 36ers, it's always hard to know what you're going to get. They can be a giant killer on their night. They've beaten both Melbourne United and the Wildcats. They can beat anybody, but they can lose to anybody. 8 minutes. Bullets home game in Brisbane. Can the home team come from behind? Franks filled it up from long range a couple of times in the third. Steps it back out. Besto making it tough. 2 on the shot clock. Off the glass. Didn't get the rattle.
This is great defense by Besto. Making it tough for him.
McCarron. Besto. McCarron. slowed the shot clock down. And he couldn't fill it.
Good box shot by Jack Saul.
Franks from long range. Got a little cold.
Well, he has, and he can get that shot anytime. That's so deep. Oh, can they get through a couple of sets? Make the defense have to move, and then if that shot's there, as you said, Robert Franks can just step into it.
Derek, your thoughts?
Well, James Duncan addressed that very thing in the last huddle. He's like, guys, after we get stops, take a breath, meaning be patient on the other end. Reward yourself with good offense down there, and we'll get buckets and win this game. That was not the shot they wanted right then.
And it's James Duncan holding everybody accountable again and taking Robert Franks off because Ruck is right. You can get that at any point. Not going to guard you all the way out there.
Karen weaving his way around them. Oh my goodness. Manny Malou, the money man.
11 points, 4 of 4 from the field. 3 of 3 from the land of plenty in 8 minutes.
Oh, Adelaide have needed someone.
Play me, coach. I'm here.
They've been needing someone to come in and have an impact. No Dusty Hannah's, and we know Dusty Hannah's been inconsistent, but still averaging 14 and a half games. Malou.
Man, they ain't playing, man.
Camping in the corner.
Coach, I'm ready when you are.
They're nothing but net.
10 points the margin, 67 to 57, 7 minutes left. The way in. It's hard on that replay to be definitive that there was no contact.
Well, that's it. They're looking at the backboard cam and probably trying to slow it down just to see did he slap and get a bit of the elbow. It's very hard to see.
He slapped him, fam.
The thing is, when you're looking at all the footage, I'm not sure how they go with.
You can't overturn
well, the referee may very well have heard this. A slap may have heard that sound as well. So that's going to be when you try and break it down from frame by frame, see if there's the contact on the elbow. Mitch McCarron said straight away, his reaction really showed that he didn't have a whole lot to do with it.
Patterson can't pass it to himself. To Kadee. They don't get the steal in the seconds line down, and they send Krebs to the line.
Jason Lee, he maybe just want to hold on to that, but another guy, Lamar Patterson, inbounding the ball. Now, Adelaide are going to try and foul straight away. It's not like they're going to let some time run off the clock, so it's not like you can throw it back to Lamar Patterson. They're going to try and pressure him. Whoever gets the ball, they were going to foul. You can see Mitch McCarron chasing today. Surprised you let Lamar inbound the ball. But here we go, Tanner Krebs. Big free throws here.
Take your time, take a breath. The instructions. I lead by 2.
Dapat kanina pa binalik si Kai Sotto.
He didn't make a claim the ball. That's your rule.
Rattles in. That was massive. They lead by 3. But how big is this one? He has a smile.
Panalo na, natalo pa naman.
Calm. And it drops. Huge. And the crowd know it.
Big free throws by Tanner Krebs.
Both look like they could have fallen out. Krebs, big free throws there. There's tonight. It's all been about 100%. That in the fourth quarter can blow with those easy misses. And I would have thought maybe you'd throw Manny Malou out there. He's 3 of 3. Cooking.
So don't foul the 3-point shooter here. Sunday Ditch. No one goes near him. Brings out. And Patterson, the hero, on cue, pulls down the rebound. Vintage
Panalo
Patterson.
na, natalo pa.
Brisbane
Kasi
season
hindi
is
na binalik
done.
si Kai.
They had to win this game.
Tagal-tagal.
Highlighted off the top.
Hanggang
They
sa
had to stop losing at home.
patalo ng
Try and turn the
pababa ng
tables, no
pababa yung
Nathan
lamang
Sobey.
nila. Hindi na
Just a
binalik
massive
sila.
win. Lamar Patterson willed them across the line. Everyone else chipped in, did their bit defensively. They turned up the pressure, they turned up the energy. They look really good. Big win from the Bullets. No doubt about it. This one will feel good.
77-73 the final scoreline. And the crowd, they enjoyed tonight. They'll be back.
The Adelaide 36ers just
Nakalaro po yun
about some missed
si
opportunities. They did not hit a
Castillo.
two-point field goal in the fourth quarter. There's our full-on player of the game. Who else? Lamar Patterson, 32, 4 and 6. And as you said, Corey, that is the stat line of a man who used to be an All-NBL. And he is outstanding. But Adelaide, those misses, did not hit a two. So 0 of 7 from two-point range, 4 of 7 from 3. So combine that with the turnovers, those little missed ones from Cam Bairstow here and there.
Sila yung lamang all throughout the 18 sa bandang huli lang umabot yung Brisbane.
Brilliant game, brilliant win. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. We'll be back to wrap it up straight after the break. 4-point win, the Hungry Jacks highlights, and there's plenty of Lamar Patterson in them.
Well, there is. He was outstanding. But he had plenty of guys chip in. Robert Franks finally got going in the second half. They needed him to. Drimmick and Isaiah Moss stepped up a little bit. And Jason Kadeg didn't score, but had 9 assists on the night. So he was getting people involved and just made big plays at the right time. And no surprise. The question was, can they play defense at a high level? And when the game was there to be taken over and won, they ramped it up on the defensive end. They got deflections, they got stops, they forced some turnovers into the Adelaide 36ers, and then after they forced turnovers, Adelaide started throwing the ball away without any pressure whatsoever, and they come away with a massive win, and they needed it. Make no mistake, yes, both teams are missing some key guys. This is a big moment here, a hospital pass on Mitch McCarron, but Brisbane Bullets needed this win, and led by their two superstars with no Nathan Sobey, they get the win.
The streak is broken with Lamar Patterson leading in scoring. They finally got a win. Great defense down the stretch in that game by Brisbane. That's where they lacked, and they made up for it, holding Adelaide to 73 points. They turned the ball over a lot, both teams, but Brisbane found a way to get it done. Shout out to Lamar Patterson. Fantastic performance.
It was great. We talked about the LA 36ers down the stretch. No two-point field goals in that last quarter. Lucky to hit some threes, some tough threes, but plenty to work on for both teams. Have a lot of work to do still.
So as we have a look at the Amy ladder, you can see how important this win was and how important it would have been for the Adelaide 36ers to stay in touch with those teams in the top 4.
Especially when you look at the ladder. Everyone's played a different amount of games due to all the COVID implications, so you can't really look at too much. You just got to keep winning games. You just got to keep slowly building yourself, putting yourself in the greatest position possible. But have a look. Tomorrow night, some big games coming. None bigger than 1 versus 2. Looking forward to that one. That is going to be a cracker. Bryce Cotton doesn't mind playing against Melbourne United.
You do know Bryce Cotton owns Melbourne United. He actually owns the city of Melbourne. Whoever he plays against in Melbourne, he destroys. Nothing's changing tomorrow.
Pretty important game, the early one tomorrow night as well. Illawarra and Cairns, and then Melbourne United and the Perth Wildcats. The Wildcats probably inspired right now with the news that they're going to get a run of home games to finish the regular season.
How many? What do you mean run? How many?
9, I think it's going to be. Don't quote me on it, but roughly that amount to finish heading into the playoffs. Be great to have your company for this one. Hope you can join us tomorrow night. Illawarra and Cairns, Melbourne United and Perth. We'll catch you then. The Bullets tonight by 4.
Sa Bating magaling Highest pointer, 32.